The house that Will had worked so hard to buy turned out to be a crime scene where a brutal murder had taken place. No wonder the neighbors always avoided him like the plague, giving him dirty looks and even secretly spying on his family's every move from the shadows. In the end, he was left with no choice but to abandon his home and leave his daughter behind. Just what the hell had happened in this godforsaken house? Not too long ago, Will, an aspiring novelist, had quit his high-paying job in the big city and moved his entire family to the countryside. He figured it would give him the peace and quiet he needed to focus on his writing, while also allowing him to spend more quality time with his loved ones. Across the street lived a single mom and her daughter. The woman had recently divorced her husband, and today was the girl's turn to stay with her dad. Strangely enough, when the ex-husband passed by their house, he glared at Will with a fierce look in his eyes. One day, while Will's wife was painting the walls, she discovered some letters and dates carved into the surface. It seemed the previous owners also had 2 kids, and this was a record of their height changes over a 6-month period. The last date was from 5 years ago. Will's wife decided to preserve these markings, but as soon as night fell, their young daughter, who had been thrilled about the new house, suddenly hid under the table and said she wanted to move back to their old place. Turns out, the little girl had seen other people in her room, and she claimed their heads were very large. Will took them to the living room and observed the window, then went to turn off the lights. When he turned them back on, it was just a reflection in the mirror. The next morning, while fixing the awning, Will was shocked to find a ton of footprints in the snow beneath the windowsill. He followed the trail, which led past the kids' music room and into the living room where they spent most of their time. Looked like there really had been someone outside the house last night. Not wanting to freak out his family, Will kept this discovery to himself. But that very night, Will was jolted awake by a strange noise that seemed to be coming from their basement. Although the basement was empty, the sound grew louder and louder. Turns out, there was another hidden space behind it. A group of young people had gathered there, apparently conducting some kind of seance. Will angrily chased after them and caught a girl who had stumbled. That's when he learned the shocking truth. The house they were living in was a scene of a brutal murder. The movie title is Dream House.